What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, and today we have a few things to talk about in the hockey world. Um, so let's honestly just get right into it. Let's start with the biggest news, considering the fact this is a Oilers channel, pretty much, or that's what it's hoped to be, anyways. Slater Koekkoek has signed a 1-year, $850,000 deal with the Edmonton Oilers. What is Slater Koekkoek for the Edmonton Oilers? A depth defenseman, which is exactly what they needed. Yeah, it's pretty baseline. There really isn't much to talk about when it comes to Slater Koekkoek. He is a depth defenseman who will probably platoon between bottom pair and seventh defenseman. This allows William Lagesson to go from being seventh defenseman to taxi squad, which is probably going to be a bit better for him. I think he still will see action, but he just won't be relied upon as the first option if a defender goes down. Cheap deal for a guy who is fairly sound analytically, but he does take penalties, so hopefully he can be disciplined. But yeah, he's a good defenseman, and he also scored a goal on us in the bubble, if you remember. I think it was game 4. Slater Koekkoek scored a wrist shot goal on us. That helped Chicago win that game and go on to win the series. I'm not bitter about it. But yeah, Slater Koekkoek, welcome to Edmonton, and hopefully I don't rip you apart too much in these videos, which I'm already getting excited for this season. Oh man, this season's going to be a ride. Every game is important in this season. So if the team's not playing well, it's fair to rip into them because every game is more important now. So I hope that this team's ready for it. I think they now that they have this bit more defensive depth, I think that there's less excuses when it comes to, oh, well, this guy was injured, unless it's a pretty big piece. But yeah, Slater Koekkoek, welcome to Edmonton. Speaking of our Edmonton Oilers, let's talk about the prospects, and let's mainly talk about the two at the World Junior Championship. We have Philip Broberg playing for Sweden and Dylan Holloway playing for Canada. I'm going to start with the Sweden versus Czech Republic game. That's kind of the easier one to talk about. Philip Broberg, obviously on Team Sweden, they beat the Czech Republic 7-1. And from what I saw of Broberg, now I will admit I was with family, with close relatives, with pretty much the people in my household. I was with them, so I was not able to fully focus on the game, but in the time I was able to focus on it, this is what I saw from Philip Broberg. A, the stat sheet of him having a few assists in this game is good, and B, I saw him make some fairly good plays. I saw him be a presence on the ice. I like that. I like what I saw out of Philip Broberg at the end of the day, and him being one of the better defensemen on that team helps lead Sweden to a 7-1 victory. That's good to see. Good for the headline, obviously, but I think Philip Broberg plays very well in this game. Yeah, I think Philip Broberg is going to be a big piece of this Oilers team. I think he can be good. I think he can be really good. And on a team that needs defensive help, Philip Broberg is someone who can bring an X factor to this team, I think. I think, honestly, one more year, and he's here. And I think he's good to go. Canada. Dylan Holloway has the privilege of being one of 19 first-round picks still on the roster, even with Kirby Dach gone. 19. So, you probably know how this went, but I'm going to say it anyways because of just how ridiculous it is to me. Yesterday, the team with 19 first-round picks in Team Canada went up against Germany, a team that was only able to ice 14 players because of COVID. And I've heard a lot of people talk about how they only had 24 players. Here's the mind-boggling thing. Canada had more first-round picks on their roster than Germany had players in this game. It was going to be bad. You knew before, like literally when you heard that these two teams would be playing, you kind of already knew. Okay, yeah, this is over. We're done here. Might as well not have a game. And oh, was this brutal for Germany. Man, what do I take out of it? You guys scored both your goals on the power play, but then again, like, Canada's goalies are really not that good. No offense to Garand, no offense to Levy, but those are the best options we have in net for Team Canada. But that's really the only saving grace from this game. The Germans got absolutely destroyed. After the first period, it was 4-1, and normally in a game where it's that that separated, and it's that big of a score after the first period, you think, okay, you know what? Both teams are going to kind of just take the back seat, maybe a couple more goals, 6-1 finish at most, right? Second period happens, and it was 11. They scored 7 goals in the second period, uncontested by the Germans. Uncontested at all. Mind you, after the first period, the Germans switched out their goalie and then put in a new one. So, yeah, that goalie kind of got lit up as well. He was solid in the third. He started making saves, but, oh boy, the stats on this game are not so pretty for the Germans. I really do feel bad for Tim Stützle. And I hope to God that does not happen to the Senators when he is on them. But yeah, this was a blowout. This was a destruction of all hopes and dreams if you are like Germans. So for Germans, they didn't expect to win this game, right? But the fact that they got blown out, that's what hurts. Because like you wouldn't think that Germany would beat Canada. You might even think that it would be a fairly separated game when it came to the score. 16-2, though, is alarming. Very, very alarming. Yeah, Germany's looking to get players back. They're going to get some players back. And if they don't win, they pretty much, they could get, they could lose the relegation. Like, yeah. Like, they went through a lot. I honestly am still just left with no words because Germany got killed in this game. They got killed. And, you know, I guess we will talk about Dylan Holloway. He was solid. I mean, honestly, when you're watching a game where the score is 11-1, it's hard to pay attention to one guy, but he was on the board. He got on the board at times. He was there. I'm sorry to say it, but yeah, he was there. I feel like when you talk about who really took center stage in that game, Dawson Mercer, Alex Newhook, which, my God, Alex Newhook, Colorado, be happy. Bowen Byram, Colorado, be happy. Like, oh my God. Man, like, I'm just thinking about it now. Colorado's going to be great. Colorado's just going to be too good. When Newhook and Byram show up, oh boy, you're not going to stop them. I think Colorado are the next dynasty in the NHL. No doubt about it. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there is other stuff to talk about. Soderberg went to the Blackhawks. Derek Stepan got traded to Ottawa for a second-round pick. Both those deals are kind of just two guys on... Well, one... I don't know if Soderberg's declining. I think that he's finally kind of found where he's going to be for this year. Stefan's declining and making a lot of money. Good for Arizona to get a second-round pick back for him, I guess. This also helps Ottawa, I guess, with cap a little bit. They get more salary added on. But yeah, that makes Ottawa an interesting team to watch this year. Yeah, that's all. There isn't really much, like, it sounds like there's a lot to talk about, but at the end of the day, Slater Koekkoek's a depth defenseman. Sweden with Broberg murdered the Czech Republic, and Broberg was good. Holloway was okay, was fairly solid, I guess, in a game where they beat Germany 16-2. A meh signing and a meh trade took place. Is there anything else to talk about? Absolutely not. Like, it seems like there's a lot, but it really isn't. And I think things are going to pick up soon here because there are still teams that are over the cap. Even with Kucherov being on the LTIR to start the year. The Tampa Bay Lightning will be over the salary cap to start, so what are they going to do? there are teams that are gonna have to make moves to make salary work. And I'm interested to see what ends up happening, what ends up coming of this. Yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I am going to be, like I said, covering the World Juniors throughout, maybe making a video periodically, probably every couple of days or so when Holloway plays, when Broberg plays. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit like if you like the video. Make sure you hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the news I bring, talking about the Oilers, World Juniors this time of year, NHL, whatever it is. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye for now.